Welcome to the new moon reading for December 2021, which is also a solar eclipse in the southern hemisphere, I think. So let's have a look at what's going on in the collective this month and what you can be reflecting on with your journals or just in conversation with friends. Starting with the base chakra, as always, we need a strong foundation before we move up the chakras. It looks like this is the one. In what situations do you feel out of control? It's an interesting time to be alive, is it not? The question is, how do you feel out of control? So this could relate to you physically, could be something emotional going on, something social, could be something political, economic, any area in your life which you might feel out of control. And I guess the question around, how much control do we have? When we do feel out of control, we can sometimes get overwhelmed. So it's best to focus on the things we can control, particularly if you've got anxiety or anything like that. If you think about all the possible problems of the world, you're going to find it very hard to get some balance and grounding within yourself. So this one is, in what situations do you feel out of control? So let's have a look at the sacral chakra. How do you express your creativity? Do you feel like you are a bit out of control and you don't have an opportunity to express your creativity? Or is your creativity out of control? But creativity can be, it doesn't have to be drawing and art. It can be cooking, gardening, how you make love. It could be an abundance of things. So an interesting question. I'm not quite sure how they're all aligning up here, but it's a good one. Solar plexus. What activities do you love to do? Make a list. Okay, I think get what's going on here. So it looks like you might be feeling a little bit of anxiety, a bit of stress about the events in your life, and the way out of this uncontrolled experience is to move into a creative space and do the things you love to do. Find not just make the list, but then actually do the things in the list, things that you love to do. By all means, sit in this situation of feeling out of control all you like and get some help for that. But this is offering up some possible ways out of the out of control feeling that you might be having around this new moon, particularly as it's a time of goal setting and moving forward from the past month. Heart chakra. How much love and affection do you give? I think this is about you. How much love and affection do you give yourself? This is not necessarily about other people. How much love and affection do you give to yourself? Do you make time for your creativity? Do you do the things that you love? Do you make time for those things? Do you honor the fact that you feel out of control and honor that? Love it for what it is and then move forward. This also could be related to people in your life. Are you feeling alone? Something like, I can't remember the statistic, but a huge number of people now live alone. And we're not getting as much physical touch as we used to. When we used to live in really big families. So that might be something that you might need to seek. If you love and affection, you might need to, if it's on your list, you might need to move out of your safe place where you feel out of control to seek out some love and affection in groups of people with similarity, they like the same things, or clubs, volunteer. I went and saw a knitting group yesterday. That was amazing. So there's a whole range of things that you can do where you can get your needs met. And I think sometimes if we feel a bit out of control, it's our needs are not being met here. So we need to make a list of the things we love and then get our needs met however we need to, in a safe way and when we're not hurting anybody else, of course. Okay, throat chakra. So this is not about you and other people. This is about you, this new moon. What is your greatest accomplishment? Oh, fabulous. What things have you done that are fabulous, what are great? What have you done which you're really, really proud of? Because when we're in this state of anxiety, we tend to lose sight of the good things. So focus. This is the feeling that we're identifying, and particularly for global events, we can feel very much out of control and not feel like we have any agency whatsoever. But there are little things like being creative, do the things you love, give love and affection out into the world, and think about the things you've done well. So really positive reinforcement of all the great things that you've done. And it might be the greatest accomplishment you had is saving a puppy and raising a puppy, and that might be your greatest achievement. Like it doesn't have to be in the media or anything like that. A great accomplishment is looking out for other people in many ways, or in other animals or other beings, other creatures that we share this world with. How do you think other people perceive you? So we have no control whatsoever about what other people think, say, or do about us. We have no control over that at all. And so when we get in our own heads about what we think other people think, we don't have any control over that. But if we think about what we think and focus on what we know, that gives us more control over our thoughts. I think that one of the things that might be helpful for you to do is perhaps write down your thoughts, and then ask yourself, are they true? Write a list of the things that you think about yourself, and then for each one go, is this true? And find out why you think that. And this could come back to childhood. You might have some things that were implanted in your brain when you're a child, but you have no control over how other people perceive you. That is out of your control completely. So it is a situation where you're out of control. It's got nothing to do with you, with what goes in someone else's head. When they hurt you, then that moves into a different thing altogether. But the way they think about you, I think it's that one, is none of your business, is what the saying is, I think. Do you have a secret hunch about how you'll die? Sit with that a second. That's not a small question. But what I think it's trying to do is highlight how very brief life is, and life's too short to worry about what other people think of us, and to move ourselves into an anxious state. And of course there are medical reasons for that, but if you can have some control over your thoughts, if you can have some control over how you bring your happiness back with creativity, with things you love, giving to other people, and thinking about the things that you're already good at, then you have some more control over this very, very brief life that we have. So that one's about the brevity of life. I don't think this particular spread is about relationships itself, but we will look at relationships with other people, but it is about a relationship with yourself. But we will have a look at that card anyway. Okay, so this is an activity you can do if you are in a relationship. To gaze lovingly into your lover's eyes for 1 to 5 minutes and lovingly tell them the strengths that you see. Oh, that comes back to this one here. So the greatest accomplishment comes back to the strengths. So we're looking at other people, and again, it's also giving love and affection to somebody as well. You're telling someone you love how you feel about them. So that's really awesome. So that's a really great activity to do. Eye gazing is a powerful practice. We are completely vulnerable in that space, and of course being vulnerable makes us feel out of control. But make sure if you're going to do this with someone, make sure you feel safe with this person, and that you are supported if you need any support afterwards. And the final card for this new moon to help you navigate the world as we see it. What challenged you today? I think there's another card in here. Hang on 2 seconds. There it is. What challenged you today? So were you challenged by a feeling of being out of control? Were you challenged by not having enough time to be creative? Did you make lists? Did you get challenged by not having love and affection in your life? Did you get challenged by how other people perceive you, or you're thinking about your own mortality? So that what's challenged you today, and also gazing, that is definitely something that's challenging. And oh, that's perfect. How do you become hesitant in uplifting others? This goes really well with this one. If we are giving love to other people, they feel amazing. When you lift other people up, they feel amazing, you feel amazing, and everybody wins. So really move into your heart space and lift others up. You know, let's not tear people down. Let's not worry about what other people think of us, you know, here. But let's uplift others. So it looks like this month we are experiencing a feeling of being out of control, but this spread has given us a whole heap of strategies that we can do to move through that feeling of being out of control. So be creative, do the things you love, give to others and lift other people up. Think about the things you're good at. Let go of what we think other people think of us. And remember, life is short. We don't have much time. If you are in an intimate relationship, gaze with other people, but also make eye contact with people and tell them how good they are at things. Tell people good things about themselves. And then, you know, whatever challenges you is making you stronger. And it doesn't mean we should live through those things. Some of those things are horrific. Not saying that at all. But, you know, we do get challenged, and that we have an abundance of resources out in the world to help people move through these challenges. So really exciting news for the new moon. And I look forward to seeing you at the full moon.